first, one step closer to their ultimate goal, to be judged the greatest body.
Quarter turn to the right.
These women have come a long way from the first bodybuilding contest in 1980, where 20 competitors took to the stage in front of a full house of 1,000 fans. Rachel McLeish won a mere $5,000, the title of Ms. Olympia, and in the process, revolutionized an entire sport.
Probably the best thing for the sport, because Rachel being very attractive. Next thing you know, Joe Weider's putting her on the covers of the magazine. And you have girls wanting to go to the gym now to become Rachel McLeish. And women's bodybuilding just took off.
5 years later, promoters went looking for a different, more muscular type of female body. They found Australian bodybuilder Bev Francis, the most muscular woman on the planet, and invited her to guest pose at the 1985 Mr. Olympia contest. The crowd went wild. In the next 2 decades, women's bodybuilding evolved and became more sophisticated. Today, they compete in 2 different categories. The fitness category, where the emphasis is on athletic ability and muscle tone.
So it took the focus off the muscularity and the influence of getting bigger, harder, more muscular, and kind of take away the influence of becoming more masculine like the guys.
Ready to go.
The other category is bodybuilding. These women go to the extreme of what human muscles can do. Women with smaller frames, under 135 pounds, compete in the lightweight division. All other women compete in the heavyweight.
Quarter turn to the right.
Considering that the women's bodybuilding movement is just 2 decades old, a good measure of its growth and success is that today there are 33 competitors in the 2 categories vying for a total of $41,000 in prize money.
Competitor number 2 from Los Angeles, California, Kelly Ryan.
27-year-old Kelly Ryan is a top-flight competitor in the women's fitness competition.
I tried to prepare myself in terms of being the front runner. A lot of the magazines had predicted me to be the winner, and that's a lot of pressure, but I tend to perform better under pressure.
Quarter turn to the right.
But even that pressure pales in comparison with trying to deal with an eating disorder as a freshman at high school. At just 15 years old, Kelly would make herself vomit after every meal.
And it got so bad that I was doing it up to 5 times a day.
Eventually, she got the help she needed and overcame her bout with bulimia. For Kelly Ryan, exorcising the demons of struggles past is what gives her the strength and motivation to have the greatest body in the world today.
Competitor number 4, Gail Moore.
At the other end of the women athlete spectrum is English-born lightweight bodybuilder Gail Moore. The 30-year-old mother of 1 was drawn to the sport by its more extreme muscular aspect. She's been bodybuilding for the past 10 years.
I don't know, it's just something beautiful about it, so it's real artistic and, I don't want to say sexy, sensual, I don't know, it's just something that I find very attractive about a well-toned, defined body. So I don't know, I just thought it was something that I could be good at.
In each event, athletes prepare themselves for their event quite differently. Gail has such a fierce passion for the sport. She continues to train and compete despite other responsibilities.
I work, have a business, and I have a daughter. So my day starts at 4 in the morning and mostly ends at like 11 o'clock at night for like the last month. So my boyfriend will say to me, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how I do it, but it's just something that makes you do it. About 12 weeks out, I mean, still doing the hours weight training, but you start to add to cardiovascular work, and like the last month, I was doing about 2.5 hours. And then practicing the mandatory poses. You know, we pose every day just to make you harder and bring the definition.
Fitness competitor Kelly Ryan's daily schedule is just as demanding, focusing much of her time working out her routine.
The closer I get to a competition, it becomes an hour in the morning, then 2 hours of practice of my routine, an hour and a half training of on the weights, and another hour of cardio at night.
Competitions like this are highly structured events with strict criteria for judging. To the untrained eye, every body looks great. But to be the greatest body, judges look for the smallest and most subtle of differences. In the fitness category,
the judges look for what's called an X type of symmetry, that the shoulders tie into a small waist, tie into the outside sweeps of the legs. So when you're a gymnast like this, it doesn't work like this. So it's taken me, several years to develop my body, to work on certain muscle groups that will help create that illusion of having that symmetry that the judges will find appealing.
Kelly and the other 16 contestants take the stage for the first of 2 rounds that consists of a 45-4. All the athletes make their way to the stage for men's prejudging.
What it takes most of is determination and perseverance, the ability not to give up, the ability to have obstacles in your way and be able to proceed through them. So it's probably 70% mental, and the physical part is spins off of that.
Just 1 week prior at the Ironman Pro Invitational, Flex had competed fiercely and lost to fellow athlete and good friend, Chris Cormier.
We were trying to concentrate getting ready for that show, and things just wasn't happening according to plan. So we're trying to make up for time because I was behind time and we just couldn't meet the deadline. So as it got closer to the show, we understood that, okay, this is the best that we're going to look right now. Unfortunately, a good friend of mine, Chris Cormier, was able to defeat me by 3 points, and that just crushed me.
The greatest bodies of today, like Flex Wheeler and Chris Cormier, are only able to compete at the highest level and make a good living doing so because of the foundations laid down by the bodybuilding pioneers, the greatest bodies that went before them. Modern-day champions like Lee Haney, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dorian Yates, and Sergio Oliva, all multiple winners of the Mr. Olympia title, the greatest bodybuilding title of modern times.
So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to welcome my very dear friend Joe Weider to come on the stage.
The Mr. Olympia title was established in 1965 by bodybuilding publishing tycoon Joe Weider to give athletes another contest in which they could compete and win cash.
A lot of these bodybuilders won their title maybe when they were 19, 20, 21, or 22. And at that age, you haven't reached your full potential of growth.
This is attributed to the number of years it takes to obtain what is called in the professional field a mature physique. Once an amateur bodybuilder obtains pro status by winning a national contest,
they continue to train, continue to hone, continue to refine and build themselves. And it's that years of refinement and building that cause the mature bodybuilding physique to emerge. You hardly ever in this sport see an amateur coming into the professional ranks who does well in the first couple years.